Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode with us, the Health and Harmony Goals. Today, we are going to chat a little bit about some instincts that you should never ignore. We've got 5 instincts that you should never ignore, but knowing Roxy and I, we might come up with another few along the way.
Yeah, so I feel like this is going to relate a lot back to intuition, which we've spoken about many a time before. But these are just 5 instincts that we feel like you should never really ignore because obviously it's your body or your mind's way of telling you something.
Yes.
Basically.
In short and
I'm
sweet.
like, it's not even Monday and I'm like I'm brain farting already.
It's basically Monday for us.
Yeah. Okay, so let's dive right in. The first one is excitement about an opportunity. So basically, this means that I said basically twice. Something is pulling you towards it, and you'll likely regret not following this impulse to see where it leads. So I'm sure everyone's watched that movie, Yes Man.
Yes.
But okay, we're not saying be yes man because he got himself into a few dodgy situations. But if an opportunity excites you, it's probably something that is leading you towards your passions, your purpose, or something that's going to bring you more joy or more success or more abundance. So really don't give up on opportunities that have the opportunity to help you grow.
And I feel like a lot of people get confused. I mean, it happens to everyone. I was reading a thing yesterday and it was speaking about how every feeling that you feel also has like a bodily feeling, and a lot of people feel in the same areas, like excitement and anxiety. Like it makes you feel certain feelings in your stomach, and you may feel that an opportunity is actually giving you anxiety, but it's really making you excited. That's maybe causing you to be a bit anxious because you don't know what the outcome is going to be, but it's not necessarily saying that that opportunity is giving you anxiety. Like you may really be excited. So I think it's super important to just tap into that and make sure that you are fully aware of how it's making you feel. Are you completely anxious? Then completely stay away from it. If you're excited about it, but it's maybe giving you a bit of like excited anxiety, jitters, go for it. Like we said, it's an excitement for opportunity.
And also, I think a lot of times things that excite us can also be things that like make us feel fear, because it might be if you take this opportunity, it'll catapult you into success, and you maybe have a fear of success because you've never been successful before, you don't know how to manage it. So there are like contradictory emotions you may be feeling, but I think at the end of the day, the biggest thing is to just sit back and think what you will learn from this opportunity, the opportunities for growth if you take it. And even if you are facing fears, if it's going to make you better or worse, because at the end of the day, I think most of the fears you face make you better and more confident and a stronger person. So just really ask yourself those questions before you walk away from an opportunity because you have some like underlying fear or anxiety.
Completely. I feel like more like it's going to be less often that you walk away from a situation and you're like, you know what, that was a waste of my time. I shouldn't have done that. More often than not, you're going to be like, I'm so glad I did that. Like I learned so much, or I met new people, or it gave me an opportunity for something else. But there'll be a small fraction of the time where you're really like, wow, that was a waste of my time. And then who knows, like maybe a couple of months down the line, you actually get something good out of that. So maybe the initial feeling is that you wasted your time, but good comes afterwards.
Yeah, I think everything happens for a reason. And even if you find that whatever opportunity you took was a waste of time, you might meet people on like during that opportunity that you've taken that could come in handy down the line or help you with something you need down the line. So there's always a little blessing in every...
It's a blessing in disguise.
Yes, in every situation.
I'm like, we always do the sayings voice where it like goes a little bit whispery. Okay, guys, number 2 is a sense that you are not well. So Rox and I speak about this all the time with each other, and it's so important to really just be in tune with your body and know that you are in complete control of your body. Like you are the boss of your body, in other words. If somebody can easily turn to you and tell you you're not sick, or you can't be feeling like that,
or you're a hypochondriac,
literally, or it's normal. Or I mean, I use my mom as an example. She's gone through the last, I'd say like 3 years, but really bad 18 months of being in such bad pain with her hip after operation after operation after all these bloody physios, and you can keep going back, and then you eventually get to the point where my mom is now, that there were doctors that were saying to her like, we've done everything right. Like there can't be anything that's making you feel the pain that you're feeling. And my mom actually had a doctor the other day. I even forgot to tell you this. He said to her that basically, because she's so used to being in pain, her mind was trying to tell her that everything that she was doing was causing her pain. And she got so upset because she was literally like, I can feel the pain. Like it's not in my mind. My mind is not telling me that I'm in pain before I'm in pain. Like I'm actually in pain. And then she found another bio the other day that was basically saying it was all to do with whatever. Long story short, she found someone who can really help her, but it's taken like 18, 19 months of going between different people, going to people that have literally said it's all in your head, which is absolute bullshit. You hear stories of people who are sick for years. And I mean, they say, you know, I've got a problem with my stomach, and they see all these doctors, you go for scopes, no, there's nothing wrong, nothing wrong, nothing wrong. And then eventually you reach a point where this person is in their like late 50s, they've had problems their whole life, and then all of a sudden, whoop bang, there's one doctor that's like, actually, you've got like stomach whatever. And it just shows you are right. Like majority of the time, not majority of the time, all the time you are right. I mean, whether it's emotions that are making you feel that way, or whether it's an actual pain that you're going through, like you are always right when it comes to your body.
Yeah. And I mean, if your body is showing you signs that something's not right, there probably is something that's not right. So if you're feeling pains or shortness of breath or tingling sensations or whatever it might be, just really focus on that and take it seriously, because I don't think we give our bodies enough credit for what they do for us. And if your body's sending you a sign that something ain't right, something probably ain't right.
Completely. And like we say, guys, you are the one that's the most in tune with your body. Don't allow somebody to speak down to you in the sense of like, because they have knowledge or because they are a qualified this or a qualified that, they'll be able to tell you that there's nothing wrong with you. Like if you genuinely feel like there is something much deeper that hasn't been discovered, like I know it is a privilege to be able to go and spend money and see different doctors, 100% it is. But I mean, there's ways of doing research. There's people that you can listen to, podcasts, there's YouTube videos, there's documentaries, there's so much that you can educate yourself with if you really feel like you have a deeper rooted issue. Like actually, I mean, this is a bit off topic, but there's so many girls that, especially now, because like PCOS and endometriosis are so at the forefront on social media lately. Like there's so many girls that are going to get retested and rechecked up at the gynae because they honestly feel like there's something that's wrong, you know, and not to say that there's something wrong with you, but there's something that's going wrong within your body. And they go to the gynae, go for whatever checkup, and they do have endo or they do have PCOS, and previous gynaes or previous doctors have said, no, there's nothing wrong with you. Like if you feel something inside of you, go and get it checked out. And also don't settle at the first
get a second opinion.
Second, third, fourth, fifth, 12th opinion.
And I mean, you can go to like your general GP, and there's so many other like holistic options you can and routes you can take as well. So you don't have to, if that's not your vibe, going to the doctor, go see a holistic person, go see a healer, go see whatever like resonates with you and the choices that you make in your life.
Completely.
Okay, number 3, a feeling of danger. So whenever you get the feeling of danger and it's like a serious situation that you might be in, that's definitely a feeling that you should not ignore. I mean, especially, I'm sure we have listeners all around the world, but the country that we live in, it's quite dangerous being like anyone walking around by yourself or being in places that you shouldn't be. So if you ever get that like sense of that you might be in danger, like get the hell out of there.
Completely. Never ignore the feeling of being in danger, guys. And like we always say, your gut is always right. Like if you feel like something, I mean, you may be going to a party with a group of friends and you may like leading up to this event feel like something's not right, or you may just feel like it's not really where you want to be. Listen to that, follow through with that. Don't go, like plan something else with your friends. If your friends still want to go, plan something else with other friends, or go out with your family. Like spend some time on your own and have a bath, but really just listen to that gut instinct, because it's not to say that because you're feeling that way, like something bad is going to happen, but it is better to just like avoid a situation where you feel like there is danger before you've even entered whatever it is.
Rather be safe than sorry.
Exactly. Always. Okay, number 4, being drawn to someone. So sometimes, like we always say, you get that feeling in your gut that you're drawn to someone. I mean, it could be, we speak about people at work, it could be a friend, it could be someone that you just bump into in the shopping center and you get to spark up a random conversation with. But you'll always feel like, I'm sure it's happened to a lot of people, unless you're a very closed off person or maybe very introverted. But you may like spark up a conversation with a random stranger, or like someone in a shopping center, like I've said, or at the garage or whatever it is, and you walk away and you're like, that was like, that conversation made me so happy, or like you feel such a connection to that person, or you have so much in common. Listen to your gut. Like there's probably a reason that person is on your path and that you've crossed one another's paths. Like, I mean, for instance, Rox and I, sorry, my phone is on do not disturb. That wasn't supposed to happen. But Rox and I have been like in each other's lives for quite some time. Like we actually can't even pinpoint the time when we ever met each other. But there was a time where our paths crossed in our lives where it was just like almost like a relationship, like spark. I said a relationship. A relationship. It's like a relationship spark. Like you may have people in your life that are in your life and you aren't like that close with, and then you reach a point where it's just like you have so much in common at that point in your life because you've crossed paths at the right time and you have the same things going on in your life. Like, don't ignore that. And our reason was more than just friendship. Like, we've got started this podcast, like there were so many reasons that we were supposed to cross paths at that specific time in our life, but we listened to that draw to one another, just like you can listen to a draw to someone that's like currently in your life, or like we said, a complete stranger. You never know.
It's also so beautiful when you start to like just like spark up conversations with random people. We are definitely struggling with our words today, girl. To notice how small the world is. I mean, I've had it so often lately where like you speak to someone random in the shops and the next thing you know the same person, or they know your mom or whatever it may be. Like it's just crazy to see how small the world is and how interconnected everyone's lives are. I was even talking to one of my Instagram friends today, and she's talking about another girl that is also kind of an Instagram friend, but I know her from a long time ago, and she knows her and that's I know crazy. Her, but we've never met each other besides the Instagram. And I was like, the world's so small.
And that's the power of social media nowadays. Literally, everyone knows everyone. That's kind of also why you have to watch what you say when you're around people, guys. Everybody probably knows someone that you're speaking about.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. The last one is a feeling of rightness. So your heart knows what is good for you. It will paint in the right direction before your brain has even had a chance to process the logical information being presented. I think this is like the biggest thing with intuition. And I'm not saying it comes down to the feeling of rightness, but we always overthink everything. And our mind is like almost our biggest enemy, because as soon as we listen to our mind and not our gut or our intuition or whatever you like to call it, we can lose out on opportunities and stuff.
Yes.
Because we overthink everything and we almost just talk ourselves out of everything because our mind's like, but what if this and what if that? And no. I'm like, just go with it. So if you're feeling right about a situation instantly and it's you haven't thought about it yet, but your body is just a full yes, then you probably are right about the situation, whether it's an opportunity you should take, like we said, or that you're in danger. I mean, this pretty much sums up the past 4 points that we spoke about. Completely. But if you're feeling a feeling of danger and your body feels, if in your mind you'll just have that full right feeling, then you probably are in danger.
Yes. So. Like we always refer back to her last podcast, and she always says a full body yes and a full body no. Like if your body's saying yes before your brain's even thought about it, that's a feeling of rightness. Like you can feel the feeling.
Feel the feels, girl.
You can feel all the feels. Like we always say, you have to feel all the feels.
Feel all the feels.
But those are, I mean, that's just 5 instincts that you should never ignore. There are obviously plenty other instincts that you should always listen to. Like we always say, trust your gut. I think that's like number 1. And that pretty much sums up, I think, every feeling that you're supposed to go with. Like your gut is always going to be right. Your gut knows exactly what's going on before it even happens. Like we say, if you feel feelings of anxiety, if you feel feelings of happiness, if you're feeling excitement, anything that makes you feel things within your body, you need to start like becoming in tune with those feelings so that you know how to act
Yeah.
and what to do.
I was going to say, like, we always say, yes, it's so easy to say, listen to your gut. But I promise you, the more you start to listen to your gut feelings and the more you start to realize how right they are, I promise you guys, it's going to change your entire life. It's like this magical power that you just discovered now that you're 28 or 32 or 45 or 65 or however old you are. It's the most amazing thing when you realize that your intuition, your gut is always right. And when you listen, the more you listen to it, the more you can hear it. And the more like you just begin to make decisions that align with you and your goals and your dreams and your bigger vision.
And it's true. I mean, like you say, the more in tune you become with it, the more you can listen to it. And the easier it gets. Like your gut will literally make decisions for you and you'll be like, cool, thank you very much. I know how I'm handling the situation.
You almost go like
easy.
Automatic. You're like, didn't even think about it. You're like, yes, that's perfect.
Completely. Yes, that's perfect. And like, I want to read a little quote. Oh lol, that's if it even works.
Oh yeah.
My Wi-Fi's not working.
We're having technology issues today.
But I was going to read a quote on instincts, and I'm like, I know for a fact we've probably spoken about it before with whatchamacallit, intuition.
Yes.
But let me find it. Sorry. Okay, here it is. So it says, you have permission to walk away from anything that doesn't feel right. Trust your instincts and listen to your inner voice. It's trying to protect you. So that's what we were saying to you guys about. That was like obviously one of the points about listening to your instincts, but your body is trying to protect you. Our mind is very busy. As we always say, it's super quiet. I mean, it's super hard to quiet your mind, but your mind is always going to try and overthrow your body. So listen to your body first. And like people actually teach us our whole lives not to listen to our body first, to like just be in our minds. And then like, you get older.
Think about the situation, do all the research. No, I'm like, no, just
listen to your body. Feels. Exactly. So that was a nice short and sweet one for you guys about instincts and intuition and just being in tune with your body feels and being able to make better decisions from there for you.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, we hope you enjoyed this session today. Let us know if you like these little 5-pointer podcasts and we can do some more of them.
Yeah, but have a beautiful day, guys, and we will catch you next week.
Cheerio.
Cheerio.